hindi kami nagbabago sa aming stand, Mr. President, na August 24 magbubukas na ng klase, whatever form it is.
Because of the unexpected COVID-19 pandemic that almost affects the whole part of the world, the Esteban Abada High School believe that this pandemic will not affect the education of our learners. There are several steps to ensure that the school is 100% ready for the new normal. After several checking and validating of the modules by the supervisors, the teachers, with the help of the volunteer parents and barangay officials, the learner packets are now ready to distribute to the home partners or parents. Schedules were given ahead of time so that there will be no chaos in getting the learning materials. The school imposed strict health protocols which will be observed by home partners, barangay officials and teachers before they attended the orientation headed by the principal and the supervisor. The parents, after claiming the learner's packets, can now proceed to the exit gate following the steps and procedures provided by the advisors. Ways to claim learning packets to barangay. The advisor will coordinate with the nearest barangay to distribute the unclaimed learning packets. The advisor instructs carefully the barangay officials for the mode of agreement. Then, from the barangay officials, the parent will get the learning package, which also contains the directions to the parents on how to use the learning packets.
Hi! Today I will formally invite my students inside my Google Classroom. So first, I will communicate with them using a group messenger to guide them properly on how to enter in our Google Classroom and for some reminders. So I will greet my students and ask for a hand wave to check if they are online. While waiting, I already prepared the step-by-step procedures for my class. I will just simply copy and paste my messages in our group messenger. Okay, the following students are waving their hand indicating that they are online. So moving forward, I will now start with step number 1. For step number 1, they have to sign in their Google account. I also provided an image of the step-by-step procedure. Step number 2, they have to click in the apps button so that it will drop down. So here is the picture of the apps button. Once they click it, the apps button will drop down. So for step number 3, they have to double-click the Google Classroom icon so that the application will open. For step 4, once the application opens, they have to click the plus sign and click Join Class. Up to type in the class code. The class code will be coming from the teacher who facilitated the Google Classroom. So for the last step, for our science class, they have to use the code below so that it will direct them inside our Google Classroom. Now, I want my students to have some reminders. Reminder number 1, please do not share to others our class code because it is unique for our Google Classroom. Number 2, please refrain from posting unnecessary comments in our Google Classroom. And number 3, please observe proper discipline while inside our Google Classroom. If my students understand my instructions, I will ask them to thumbs up. Alright, so now they are keying their thumbs up emoji. So I will now see them in our Google Classroom. So for me to check the names of the students who already entered my Google Classroom, I will check the people page. Here it is. I now have 14 numbers of students inside my Google Classroom. So that's it. I can now start my lesson together with my students using our Google Classroom.
So under maging handa, ano ba yung mga pamamaraan para maipakita yung kahandaan sa ating online class?
Maging handa. Humanap ng tahimik na lugar bago magsimula ang klase. Sumali sa Google Meet 10 minutes bago magsimula ang klase. Ihanda ang notebook at iba pang kakailanganin bago magsimula ang klase.
Partisipasyon. Panatilihing nakamute ang mic. Hintayin ang pagkakataon na magsalita. Mag-focus sa mga gawain at maging aktibo sa klase.
Presentasyon. Tignan ang kapaligiran. Magdamit ng maayos.
Okay, so maraming salamat. Binabati ko nga pala kayo kasi kayong lahat ay naka-uniforme sa araw na ito, no?
Maging responsable. Maging magalang sa pakikitungo sa lahat. Gamitin ang chat box para sa mga katanungan.
We will be discussing about Daedalus and Icarus. Now, who do you think is Daedalus or Icarus in the picture? Let's start from this one. The man who is seated. Who do you think is he? Is he Daedalus or Icarus?
Icarus.
Daedalus. Okay, that's correct. That's Daedalus. And of course, the other man is Icarus. Anyone? Just raise your hand. Yes, who's this? Michael. Yes, Michael.
The main character in the video clip is Nick Woodley.
Okay, so that's Nick. Actually, this is how you pronounce his last name. It's Vujicic.
Thanks,
Okay, so Michael, could you please repeat it? Vujicic.
Vujicic.
So it's Nick.
Yes, ma'am.
Vujicic.
Bibigyan ko ng pagkakatawa. Pero bago yan, alalahanin muna natin kahit wala tayo sa face-to-face class, meron pa rin tayong rubric. Napakahusay, 10 points. Mahusay, 8 points. At katamtaman, 6 points. Ihiwa-hiwalay ko kayo sa bawat group. Alam niyo naman yung group nyo, di ba? Alam niyo po ba?
Opo.
Opo.
Tapos, group 1, doon kayo pupunta sa ibibigay kong link. Tapos group 2, sa ibibigay ko. Hiwa-hiwalay ha. Kung anong group kayo, doon lang kayo pupunta ha.
Apa, ma'am.
Okay, sige. Okay, ang tawag dito, break of room. Hiwa-hiwalay ko kayo para makapag-usap kayo kung ano yung gagawin nyo.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, pero bago yan, bigay ko muna yung gagawin nyo muna pala. Okay, number 1, pakibasa nga group 1, anong gagawin? Luis, pakibasa nga yung gagawin nyo muna. Luis, pakibasa nga. Okay, group 2, Jana.
Pangkat 2, patunayan ang ating tinalakay na akda ay isang alamat batay sa mga elemento neto.
Group 3, Rona.
Pangkat 3, anong mga kaugalian at kaasalang Pilipino ang ipinakita sa alamat na dapat pa ring ipagpatuloy at dapat nang itigil?
Sir, nawala ka po.
In case the teacher encounters problems like internet connection and power failures, Classes will still continue for the head teacher who is observing the class can give intervention.
Ma'am, sa ano po, market failure?
Na-discuss nyo na yung 5 market failure. Joshua, ikaw na muna anak. Later na lang flash ni Sir Torres yung slides. I-present mo muna kung ano yung market failure na naka-assign sa'yo. Then after ni Joshua, yung next na naman na magre-report, ha? Kasi baka inaayos ni Sir na wala yung connection niya. O sige na anak, Joshua.
In our Google Classroom, I posted there your assignment. Can you see my screen?
Yes po.
Yes, there. So my instructions are the following. Read the story on the link provided below. This is the link. You can see my cursor. The link provided below. That is where you can find the complete story of Icarus and Daedalus and answer the worksheet on agreement and disagreement. Is that clear?
Yes.
Is that clear? Okay, so that ends our lesson for today.
It's good to know that you enjoyed our class. I will dismiss you 10 minutes before our time so you can refresh or restart your gadgets. You may also use this screen break to stretch, drink water, or take something. Just wait for Sir Torres to send you the link for your next online class. You may check it in your group chat. Goodbye and enjoy learning.
Congratulations, Ma'am Ambion. Job well done. Actually, you have facilitated very well the teaching and learning process. The interaction between the teacher and the student is very commendable. Good questioning from simple to complex. Na-guide mo sila and you provided feedbacking. Congrats, Ma'am. Tama. Yun nga inisip ko. Pwede pa rin pala mag-groupings. At binigyan mo ngayon ng avenue, no? Binigyan mo ng idea yung mga nanood na we can conduct still group activity by having different links or using a different platform like Zoom. Tama po yun. However, kung real-time siya, make it a point maging doable, simple and doable yung task. Pero kung medyo mahirap siya, you assign the task ahead.
Various online platforms are used to ensure quality learning deliveries. Modular learning modality is greatly encouraged for those learners with no internet connections. In modular learning, parents or guardians can assist the learners in answering the modules. For independent learners, they can make their choices and take responsibilities of their own learning activities. Monitoring is strictly implemented to make sure that the students are learning their lessons.
Hello po, Mami. Good morning po. Gusto ko lang po sanang tanongin kung paano po gagawin yon yung sa tugma. Gagawa po si Ray ng Mami, ng sarili niyang tula. Kailangan merong sukat at tugma. Nakaugnay sa ating dinaranas na pandemya. Ilalagay po niya sa notebook ang sagot. Pagkatapos po ay babalikan ko po sa Biyernes.
Progress report is conducted to determine and to find out the learner's outcome. The teacher and the principal will conduct on the outcome and the progress of the child. During the retrieval, the health protocols are still strictly implemented and observed. Another set of learning materials will be given by the advisors, and same instructions will be followed again by the parents. The learner's packets can also be returned to the barangay officials, and the barangay officials will bring the learner's packets to school.
110,000 na tablet para sa mga batang may need. Dahil ito hinanap lang na pera, hindi naman kayang bigyan lahat. Mayor, 275,000 ng estudyante. O yan para gusto ko tapatan tayo. O, elementary, kinder, elementary, high school, at saka senior high.
Teachers are now ready for the opening of classes this August 24. They are now equipped with the different learning modalities as acquired from attending trainings and webinars for the past few months.